Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Peepshow podcast, brought to you by viewers like you, starring Redicus and Grayson the Wizard.
Welcome to the show, guys. Episode 2. We are rolling. It is the second day of Peepshow podcast extravaganza. This is going to be a regular thing. Whoa, music isn't gone yet. I totally forgot about that. There we go. That's all right.
Next time we do that, make sure I
Aquabats
don't
are always
echo.
perfect for a situation like that. What'd you say, buddy?
Next time we do that, make sure I don't echo. I could hear myself. That's why I was doing an extremely long announcer voice. Ugh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's all right, man. It's I'll tell you what, it is.
It is what it is. Well, no,
It's appeal. It's appeal. It is appeal, and
we
it's
must
great.
do with what we have. Yeah, we're good, folks.
Yep, you got to work with what you have. It was great, and we all appreciate it. Anyways, guys, welcome to the Peep Show Podcast, Episode 2. As he previously mentioned, I am Redicus. That is Grayson the Wizard, as always.
Yo.
Coming with another episode. Episode number 2. Today we got a lot to talk about. But Grayson munching on his salad right now, enjoying some dinner. But really quick, man, this is really, really important, and it is near and dear to my heart. And I don't know about you, but it really irks me. So, the owner of AMC Theaters has said that there are plans to make and accommodate to texters, which means new movie theaters are going to be built that accommodate to texting. So texting-only theaters. How do you feel about that, Grayson? I know you're taking into your salad right now, but I'm going to interrupt you and ask for your opinion. Timing is everything.
Yeah, sure. Speaking as someone who spends, a lot of his time at the movie theater, I know, I know it bothers some people, but so long as you're fairly polite about it, and you try to turn the brightness down on your phone and try to do it discreetly, maybe just a little bit, not constantly throughout the feature. I don't mind it when people text in theaters all that much, so long as it's just they're waiting, if it's someone trying to get picked up or whatever, just being polite. But this thing with having an entire theater designated just for people who want to talk or text rather during theater. I don't know. What's next? Women getting the vote?
Yeah, really.
But honestly, I don't see the purpose for it. I mean, it's a big demographic, but very. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Let me hear your thoughts on it. I'm just rambling.
Well, okay. I am not a big fan of texting in theaters regardless. I think if you can't put your phone down for 2 hours, there's something wrong with you. But at the same time, okay, big movie night. Star Wars Episode 8. Not Rogue One, because I'm not nearly as excited for Rogue One as I am for Episode 8. But Star Wars Episode 8, you show up, you're watching the movie, and all of a sudden a little light over there is bugging you the whole movie. It's either a guy filming the movie, it's a guy flipping through his phone, he's doing whatever he can but not pay attention to the movie, and he's causing a scene. How would you feel about that?
I mean...
And it's distracting to you, because it's hard to say that a phone's not distracting to you in a giant theater where it's dark and the only
Yeah.
light entering the
Is
room is the screen.
Yeah, sure. I mean, what I mean is, it's situational, I suppose. But what I mean is, like, it doesn't irk me if someone's just like being like really discreet and being really, courteous, if they're texting and it's not just a group of teenage girls, texting and gossiping. Oh, I heard Johnny's doing this later. She hooked up with Melissa. It's ridiculous. And just gab it, gab it, gab it, yeah. Uh, Despicable Me is probably one of the worst theater experiences I ever had. And not because I didn't like the movie, because I thought it was alright for what it was.
All right.
Oh, God.
This was the first one?
Yeah, the first one. There was a group of girls, and I nearly killed somebody that day. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie, and they just would not shut up. And,
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. You could, I mean, I guess you could compare it to the
to
same situation.
talking in
But
theaters.
talking in a theater.
Yeah, right. But I don't necessarily see it as on the same level as being. Excuse me, talking about beer nude. I'm eating while we're talking. I
No,
apologize.
you're good.
Yeah,
You're good,
but
man. We were letting out some righteous burps on the first episode, so I mean, it's gonna be hard to top that. Yeah,
whew.
setting the tone right there, buddy.
Yep. All right, but it's a different thing. Do I think it's a tragedy that we have to accommodate an entire generation of losers who can't be separated from their phone or else they have a panic attack? I mean, yes, I think that is a sucky thing, but if it's a capitalist market. If it takes off, I mean, I can't imagine it will like that significantly, but I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm really indifferent to it. I guess I'm just kind of indifferent to it because, like, so long as there's an option where I'll be allowed to sit in a 2D theater, so I'm not a big fan of 3D, but so long as I can sit in a 2D theater and, in the nice, comfy armchairs and just watch a movie and not have to be, I guess if I won't have to be bothered by cell phones since they'll be all in the other theater, I guess that's a good thing for me then.
All right, so I'll give you this one last scenario before we can jump to topic. Any topic you really want to discuss. We can do a drum roll on it. But okay, opening night, opening weekend for a big movie, and you have to buy your tickets at the box office. Well, all the tickets are sold out for non-texting theaters, so you're stuck in a movie with all of these millennials, like you said, who can't put their phone down for a couple of hours, and they're disrupting the movie that you really paid $20 to see on opening weekend. How would that make you feel?
Well, I mean, if I really wanted to see the movie that badly, I mean, like, one, if it was Star Wars, I would have gotten my tickets weeks in advance, regardless. And I don't know, I guess if it were really that bad, I would, like, if, theaters, they don't only let you text, they let you talk as well, which I think are two different things, really.
Yeah.
But, if it's really that bad, I just will have to, sorry about your luck. I wouldn't feel sorry for myself at all. I think that's one of the worst things anyone can do is feel sorry for themselves. So, but I'm getting sidetracked. I would just have to cut my losses, I suppose.
I want to identify as a jar of mayonnaise. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I'm not behind it at all, and it doesn't not bother me.
I hate that we have to do it.
I hate that we have to do it. I hate
Yeah.
that we have to accommodate to these people, like you said, but it's not on my main list of concerns, but it does irk me just a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Nobody's getting hurt in this situation.
yeah,
Not like other things that have been going on. That, but I'm gonna keep to myself on that one.
that was your mistake, man. It was. She can't blame me on that one. Was she mad when you gave her the keys?
Oh, that. Oh no, I was talking about some other political thing. No, no,
No.
she wasn't mad at all. She was like, "Oh, it's okay. I could have gotten home any other way." But
All right, guys. So
you
I
want
don't
to
know what it
explain?
is.
You want to
But
explain that to them?
yeah, I think our sign language teacher is just going to become an ongoing theme on the show. I don't know what it is, but every show so far we've talked about her. We've managed to mention her once. So
Oh,
today,
one of her shows.
well, two now. Okay, all right. You got to
Okay.
start somewhere.
All right.
Well, regardless, in all two of our shows, we have managed to talk about her at least once. Now, she isn't our favorite teacher in the world. She's a good woman. There are some things that you can fix about her, but there's some things you can fix about everybody. But anyways, today the a little bit of the sign language club and some other students had a performance at a school function. So Grayson and I were in charge of making sure that this certain school function got filmed. So we filmed it with her iPad. But before we started filming, she handed us her car keys, and we needed to go out to her car. Voice cracked a little bit on that. We needed to go out to her car.
Oh, yes, Mr. Simpson.
We need to go out to her car. And we needed to grab the tripod. So we grabbed the tripod, which is broken. I don't even know why we grabbed it. I don't know how we didn't notice, but the tripod was broken. We lock the car up. We get there. We film the event. We pack up and we go home. I get a text about an hour after I'm home, and it says, "Hello, I need my keys." I am home. Grayson is home, and Grayson still has this woman's car keys. So this poor woman was stuck at the school, couldn't go anywhere, and she doesn't like us enough already. So, I mean, to think that we could have,
I mean, she
just-
doesn't hate us.
She doesn't hate us, but we're definitely not her favorites.
No. I was afraid.
Well, I'll tell you what. If she's not a fan of the Peepshow podcast, she's not a fan of mine. So, we'll put it yeah, she has refused to promote the Peepshow podcast simply because of the name.
Her loss.
Quality content over here, man. Oh, did you see that?
I was afraid. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Oh no, go ahead, really quick. You were afraid
I was afraid she was going to share me a new one. Like I was going up there and it's like, oh god, I hope she doesn't take away our extra credit thing. But once I got there, and she was actually extraordinarily chill about it. She's like, oh no, it's cool. You know, there were worse things that could happen, and she was just real. You know?
Yeah, that's what she was saying to me. So I admire her for that. I admire her for not flipping out, and I think I see her in a little bit of a different light now.
Yeah.
She's still the same old person, but I think that was cool of her to do that. But regardless,
No,
I mean,
I heard you almost said.
we are going to wear her out. Mm-hmm. She is going to retire because of us. It's not even things that we do, man.
I don't know.
Oh well.
Live and let
Did
live.
you see that Mac MC Kenna? Did you see that his new EP dropped today?
No, I did not.
It's called Highway 98. I was listening to it before we went live. Quality stuff. And I was able to get in contact with him yesterday to ask if we could use one of his songs as an intro on the show. And he said yes. So sometime in the near future, maybe the next podcast we do, we need to use one of his songs as an intro. But
that's awesome. I love Mac. Who's one of
yeah,
the
Max put out some great stuff, and he said before that this stuff is it hits a little bit closer to home for him. Like a lot of the stuff that he rapped about on this album was very, very, very close to home for him. So MC Kenna on SoundCloud, go check it out. Highway 98. It is great so far. I'm not finished with it. But support your local artists, man. Hopefully, we have a lot of emerging young artists where we go to school, so maybe we could get a couple of them on the show. I'm sure we can. Honestly, If we really wanted to, we could get Mac on the show. We've already planned to get Ben on the show. Ben being a member of Tampa-based death metal band, Dismember the Carcass. These guys are insane. We'll get him on the show sometime soon. And a couple of other people would like to come on. Peepshow Podcast already making a name for itself here in lovely Tampa, Florida. They just gotta get those flyers printed out.
Yeah, yeah, we should start asking around, the performing arts high school. I was
Oh yeah.
disappointed that it wasn't like we didn't have like flash mobs in the cafeteria every day when I first came here. When I first showed up, like my freshman year, like I thought it was
Expected
gonna be.
people like singing and busting out in song in the
I
middle of
was
the hallway.
expecting it to be like Fame, honestly, but
No, instead we have like we have like a poor man's High School Musical, and High School Musical wasn't good. So I guess that it goes to show every once in a while you have like three kids
I,
singing off in the hallway, and somebody will turn around and be like, "Hey, shut the fuck up!" That's
it's still
that's
still
what's
though.
fun.
There are some really talented individuals. Sorry, my nose is kind of stuffy. The pollen.
No,
I
you're good,
apologize,
brother. I can hardly even notice.
but there are still some talented people at the school. I feel that we could have on, and it'd be really interesting just to talk to them about what it is they do.
Oh yeah, man, of course.
Thumbs up if anybody who's watching thinks that's interesting. Or if you
Remember to
go,
like, comment, and subscribe. You're
or
chilling out.
or if you live in the Tampa Bay area and you want to promote something it is you're doing, related to the arts. Please, we'd be happy to have you on the show. We'd be happy to have guests. You know,
A
featured
little bit,
individual
I
of the week.
guess.
Yeah,
We can't exaggerate enough, though, man. The Peep Show podcast is literally a podcast about anything in the world. Like,
definitely.
it is not meant to be one thing or another. It can be about music, comics, whatever. So, anything.
The beautiful thing about this is, the structure can be anything.
Yeah, it really can. I'm gonna tell you what, man. I had the best Cuban today. Like, it was fantastic. And you want to know where I got it from?
The school store, the culinary kids.
No, no, no. They are selling some though, and they look great.
Yeah,
But
I had a euro from them today. That was terrific.
was it good? That's
Oh, it
that's
was
cool.
really good.
I got it from a little sandwich shop on the corner of Nebraska and Palm. We'll have to go there one day. Little sandwich shops around Tampa are the best. But tell me about what you ate for dinner. I gotta do something really quick. I'll be back in like 10 seconds.
What I ate for dinner tonight? All right. Well, I guess now that we're on the topic of food, I suppose. I ate a wonderful little chicken salad from Molly Malone's. That's it's a fun little restaurant. I enjoy it very much. Um, you know, has blueberries, a sweet dressing, cranberries. You know, walnuts with something on it.
Molly Malone's is a place of beauty. I'll be right back, man. I'll be back in like 5 minutes.
What do you want me to talk about?
Anything you want to, my friend. I'll just be back in about 5 minutes. It won't even be 5 minutes.
All right. Huh. On my own now. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Ooh. Another place. I've always since now that we're on the topic of food, me being an extremely fat man, I'll talk about the places I like to eat. One of my favorite barbecue places in town is Holy Hog. I don't think it gets much better in this area than Holy Hog. They have terrific barbecue sauce. They have my favorite things are the burnt ends or the little ends of the brisket that they cut off. God, that's terrific. I like their pulled pork. They have terrific collard greens and mac and cheese, sweet potatoes if you're into that. Let's see, another good place in town. Do you know Tampa isn't really renowned for its restaurants? I'm sorry to say, which is a tragedy. Me being a real foodie, I feel probably one of the best cities to get a great meal is Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah, you were telling me about that, and we wanted to talk about it eventually. I'm back, by the way.
Okay, I see you.
Sorry about that. Had to handle a little issue.
I say I had to handle, had to
Exactly. You
take
hit
care
the
of
nail right on the head.
little issue, problem.
Yeah. Yeah, it took a few tries, but I mean, he stopped breathing after the pillow got on him. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I've been
Yeah.
making really bad jokes today. I made a joke about putting a bomb in our sign language teacher's car a little bit earlier today, and then I really felt bad after it, but I'm just full of terrible jokes today. I don't know what it is, man.
I don't feel bad. I joke about horrible things all the time. The
Yeah,
people,
that's a given.
a lot of people in my visual arts, in my photography class hate me.
A
Just
lot
because
of people hate, a lot of people hate people who speak their minds and are on the Peep Show podcast. I mean, come
we
on
are
now.
the outcasts of society.
Mediocre.
Mediocre. We live, we die, we live again. To Valhalla.
You know what? I felt like the other day we had a power outage and it blocked out a big chunk of Tampa. And when I was driving home, none of the streetlights worked. It was mayhem. It was mayhem for about 30 minutes, and I just felt like we live, we die, we live again on the Fury Road. Like it was insane, bro.
Yeah. We need to do, one of those improv everywhere. You know what improv everywhere is?
Do I know what is?
Improv everywhere is.
Improv every. I
They
feel
do.
like I've heard of it.
Okay, you have to look this up. If not now, then sometime later. But
I'll look at it right now.
they do pranks, and and they're not. It's actually in pretty good taste. It's like they'll have Darth Vader on the subway, or like a real life Spider-Man climbing up walls.
All right, I'm gonna watch the Best Buy uniform prank. I guess that's one of their biggest videos.
Yeah. But a lot of them, yeah, some of them are related to movies, some of them aren't.
Okay.
But I feel we should do something of that nature uh, with Mad Max. I think that would be
Yeah.
hilarious. Yeah,
If we get the costumes, we should do it. We should
yeah.
like walk into Farrell's or something, dress as Immortan Joe,
You
and
need to be Immortan Joe, though. You would be the best.
I would. I tell you what, man. I've never been big into cosplaying in general, but if I had to cosplay somebody, it would be Immortan Joe.
Oh, you would be terrific.
Oh yeah. All right, we're gonna check this out. This is Improv Everywhere, the Best Buy uniform prank.
All right, thanks for coming out, everybody. For today's mission, all 80 of us are going to go into the store Best Buy wearing blue polo shirts and khaki pants. We're going to enter the store one by one. When you get inside, don't say that you work there, but if a customer asks you for help and you can help them out, then do it. If an employee asks you what's going on, just say that you don't know anyone else and it's just a coincidence that you're wearing their exact same store uniform.
This is great.
Yeah. When you're done, check out the Spider-Man one.
All right. This is Improv Everywhere, the Best Buy prank. I'm watching it right now.
Here, hold up 1 second. I'm gonna go grab something.
They're moving shelves around and stuff, helping customers, and there's just more and more of them coming into the door. There's more people coming in.
Okay, keep watching that, dude. Hold up 1 second. I'm gonna be right back. Okay.
Alrighty. Yeah, this is great, man. Improv Everywhere. This is one of their older videos, though. So, like he said, after this, we're gonna watch the Spider-Man. They just told me to kick them all out, so that I'm going. They said to kick them all out. Call 911. That's funny. Call 911. Check every bag, every purse. There are 4 of them right over there. Call 911.
Hello?
Hey, I'll be right back one more time. This will be the last time.
Okay. Well, since Rhett's gone again, I thought I could talk about some of the new books I've got and the new books I'm reading. This is Spider-Man, The Death of Jean DeWolf. There we go, right there. It's about that thick. It's a pretty nice little, it's a collection, I think, of stories. I think it's mainly around when Spider-Man had the symbiote suit. But yeah, it's pretty nifty. I like the artist. Well, I think the main artist is Rick. I think it's Blue. There's Sal Buscema, which if you're familiar with him, he's done some pretty good stuff. He's the main penciler. The writer is Peter David. Yeah. I haven't started it yet, but yeah, it's just since it's Spider-Man, I had to get it. It was I'm trying to collect all the best Spider-Man stories in a trade form. So if you have any suggestions on good Spider-Man stories, I would be happy to
We are back. Dear Lord. Sorry about that, man.
Oh, it's cool.
Oh.
I was just talking about a new book I got.
Okay, cool. You've been reading, are there any actually good series that are worth me going out of my way to go get? Because the Saga is the last series that I've been reading.
Like, I don't know of any, ongoing series. I know Zero was pretty good when I read it. I haven't read it for a while, though. Lazarus, from what I've heard nothing but good things about that.
I've heard about Lazarus, too.
Black Science is pretty good. Really interesting art. Sorry, my nose is incredibly stuffy. Oh.
No, you're a good man. You know what we need to do? We need to have a comic book day.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
What we need to do is I can set us up on Periscope. Now, I know you were joking about Periscope earlier about how nobody watches Periscope. Well, it feels like a lot more people watch Periscope than people watch this. So, what that means is we could set up Periscope, and all day we'll be broadcasting Comic Book Day, and it'll be like a mix of a vlog and pretty much, a show. And we'll be getting a lot more feedback on it. And what we can do is we can upload it to the channel right here. So it's easier to see. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I'll tell you what are you doing? You are busy Sunday, right?
I may or may not be. I'll see what I'm doing Sunday. I'll have to see. I know I'm going to be going to the movies tomorrow. But,
You going to see Jungle Book tomorrow?
I was going to try to see Jungle Book. And there's also this weird movie called, I think it's Midnight Special.
Midnight Special?
That I'm intrigued by. But,
got Adam Driver in it?
Adam Driver and Michael Shannon.
And that young kid.
What young
Gotta
kid?
put him right here. The young kid with the light coming out of his eyes.
Yeah.
It fits.
Things would break. Cars would shut down, that kind of
This one.
Others have described things. Did he show you things? Yes.
I was telling my mom what I wanted to go see tomorrow. And she said, Midnight Special. That was an old TV show, like in the 70s. I would play on Friday night at midnight. And it was like some sort of music thing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. This movie is giving off a lot of like old school Spielberg vibe.
That's exactly why I was intrigued. It's sort of the reason why I liked Super 8 a lot.
I was going to say, not a lot of people remember Super 8, but I thought that was a fantastic movie.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's not as big as the sum of its parts, but I thought it was a pretty solid movie. I'm not the biggest fan of J.J. Abrams overall, but that's like the one project that really kind of stands out for me.
I thought he did an okay job on it. Um, like I said, it wasn't. Yeah, I thought it was a great movie. That's what I said. But you are right. It wasn't really. I don't know. You did essentially say it wasn't as great as the sum of its parts. Um, Sorry about that. I'm messing around on my phone really quick. I'm trying to look at something, so it threw
That's
me
cool,
off.
man.
But yeah, man, this new movie, Midnight Special, looks pretty good. Another movie that I want to see that's coming out is
Civil War.
no, not Civil War. Civil War actually has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Marvel has all the critics bought off.
I bet you they do. I bet you they do. But 100%? We're talking about this on the greatest movies of all time list.
Well, I mean, I'm
Wizard
sure.
of Oz isn't even 100%.
I'm sure it'll even out eventually.
God, I hope so. I got a feeling it's going to be a rough 78.
Yeah, probably. I mean, say what you want about the Marvel movies, how there really isn't ever a third act, and the villains are always underdeveloped, but they're charming. They're incredibly charming, and people like them.
Yeah,
And there's reasons people like them.
I'll tell you one of them for sure, and it's because it's apparent through every other movie that comes out now, especially big action movies, big budget movies, is the humor. I think there is a specific brand of humor that is called Marvel humor, and it was in Star Wars. First line of the movie, do I talk? Do you talk? I don't know who talks. That is Marvel humor. That is a perfect example of like getting something sly in there, and I think Marvel was really the ones who started that in these big
Kind of
budget.
turning in, winking at the camera.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's how I see it, man.
I mean, yeah, you were right. That seemed to not fit well, gel well for me in the new Star Wars. But I mean, at least it's not Batman versus Superman, where it takes itself way too seriously, and it's so mopey and dark. Rachel, at least it's not like I love the Dark Knight, and I honestly didn't hate Batman versus Superman, but
I didn't like it.
yeah.
I didn't like it. It wasn't my favorite thing in the world. It really wasn't. That was a bad laugh. A buddy of mine just sent me a picture. A buddy of mine just sent me a picture. It says, "I'm glad I learned about parallelograms instead of how to do taxes. It's really going to come in handy this parallelogram season."
That's terrific. Who sent you that?
My buddy Cole. He actually doesn't go to Blake. He goes to Strawberry Crest.
Cool.
Oh man, the Lightning are down 2-1 right now to Detroit. I don't know if you're a big hockey fan or not. I know you're probably not a sports guy.
I'll watch it with my family. Like, I don't go out of my way to keep up with it, but like if my dad has tickets to a game, I'd be really excited to go. It's just like it's especially a hockey game. Like that's something like I feel like I could and probably should get into more just because it's the area and show team spirit and whatnot. But
Have you ever been to?
I've been to 5 or 6. Actually, probably more hockey games than that. Yeah, I've been to several hockey games since I've lived here.
It is a rush, man. It is a rush. I'm telling you, we got to get on Periscope. You sit there and you make fun of me about Periscope, but we need to do it.
That way, all 12 of Periscope users can see us.
Okay, you need to stop. You need to take a step back and reevaluate yourself, my man. If we go on Periscope and our subscriber stock goes up,
I will eat my words. I will eat my words. I will say you were right and I was wrong.
Yep. Better.
Which is probably which are words that I rarely, if ever, say. But I will say them if I'm wrong. I'm always willing to be proven wrong. Okay?
All right.
I am just a simple country lawyer.
I am just a simple country lawyer.
Simple country lawyer. But I would be willing to be proven wrong by the right person.
Oh, I'm just a simple country pizza lawyer. Fucking Little Caesars commercials.
Oh no, I was doing some Rob Paulson thing.
Yeah, I know, but have you seen the new Little Caesars commercials?
Yes, I did see that.
I'm just a simple country lawyer, pizza lawyer. That's exactly.
I'm just a simple pizza lawyer.
Oh, that's great, man. But I'm telling you, I am telling you now. This is the last thing I'm going to say about it, but Periscope is going to be great for us. We get on Periscope and we actually do like vlogs and stuff. People like that. I think we're pretty interesting guys, to say the least. I mean, kind of. We have a podcast. We're already cooler than the average person.
Smarter than the average man.
I was going to say that. You beat me to it.
My Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. I mean, I don't know. I'm honestly thinking about becoming a voice actor as a full-on career. After listening to there's this terrific for those who don't know.
Oh yeah, we've been listening to it a little bit lately.
Yeah, there is a terrific podcast called Talking Tombs, hosted by Rob Paulson. Rob Paulson, if you do not know, if you're not in the know, he did the voices for Pinky and Pinky and the Brain. He did the voice of Carl Weezer and Jimmy Neutron. He did the voice of he did the voice
of the dad and Danny Phantom.
Yeah, he was the original Raphael, and now he's Donatello on the new series. I'm sorry, my nose is incredibly stuffy right now, man. Oh Jesus!
Are you closing up?
Oh, I'm closing up, man. Oh Jesus! I just can't handle this anymore. I
it's
don't
bad.
know.
It's bad. All right, so I got a list here, and I'm fairly interested to read it. I don't know if you're interested to read it, but I am, so we're gonna read it. I'm just kidding. Would you like to read it?
What's the list?
12 new movie trailers that you need is capitalized, to watch this week.
All right, shoot. Let's see if I've seen them, and here, just run through the list really quickly, and then we'll talk about them one by one. How's that sound?
Yeah, there is a little bit of an excerpt. It's about a 3-sentence excerpt for every single movie. So I'm just gonna read that, and then we'll go through the list, and then we'll talk about the ones that stood out. All right.
All right.
All right. So we got 12 new movie trailers you need to watch this week from BGR.com. Burger.com. Number one on the list being A Monster Calls. Have you heard of it?
Haven't heard of it.
Haven't heard of it. When Liam Neeson voices a tree in a movie, you absolutely have to keep tabs on it. A Monster Calls opens October 14th and tells the story of a boy who has to cope with the fatal illness of his mother. Felicity Jones and Sigourney Weaver join Neeson for this one.
Well, I like Felicity Jones and I like Sigourney Weaver, so I don't know. There could be something there.
Hopefully. Up next, we have Almost Christmas.
Haven't heard of it.
You have?
Have not heard of it. No.
I haven't heard of it either. Is it too early to talk about Christmas in April? Well, Almost Christmas isn't about that. It's about a family's first Thanksgiving get-together since their mother died. Danny Glover is joined by Kimberly Elise, Omar Epps, and many others for this picture, launching in theaters on November 11th. I was never the biggest Danny Glover fan.
I don't know. I mean, it could there could be like it might be one of those diamonds in the rubble, but I seriously doubt it.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. Don't have high hopes for that one. Up next, everyone in the world knows about this one, Captain America Civil War. Did you see the trailer? I know nobody watches the MTV Movie Awards because they just aren't a thing. But
You love me. You really love me.
did you did you happen to see the Captain America Civil War trailer that they released during the movie awards?
No, I did not, and
It's
I
actually
don't.
you don't want to watch it.
I don't intend to because the movie's going to come out in a week anyway.
That's true. Spoilers are everywhere, man. You guys need to watch out. If you're watching right now and you haven't seen Civil War because you actually watch our videos on a timely basis, if you're watching this and you haven't watched Civil War,
If you're watching this in the far off future, everyone just say, be sure to say hi to President Trump for me.
well, now that we just lost half of our 5-person fan base, let's move on. Doctor Strange.
I did see that.
This is the first trailer for Doctor Strange, a major character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This movie comes out this November, so check out the first clip below to learn more. How do you feel about Doctor Strange? How do you feel about Doctor Strange? Do you have notes for it?
I have always been a really big Doctor Strange fan. I had when I was like about 7, I'd probably say 7 was when I first discovered superheroes. Really, like I was never really into superheroes when I was a little kid.
Right.
But once I was 7 years old, a friend of mine, actually, his name was Ben Hecker, and he said, when he was a kid, and he would go to this I believe it was actually a barbershop, but like there was this cool figurine of this guy with a lion vest and like a spear or something, and he always thought it was really cool, and he would play with that at this barbershop like it was like a waiting thing or something, like the little waiting corner for like where you throw your kids. Yeah, but it was a figurine of Kraven the Hunter.
Yeah.
And then he saw Spider-Man fighting Kraven the Hunter, and then he said, "Okay, this might be interesting." So then he watches the first Spider-Man movie, which is a terrific movie, like that, and then he saw it, and then
Ooh yeah, Bone Cutter about to give it to you.
his bone saw is ready.
I thought it was Bone Cutter.
No, his bone saw. Bone
Well,
saw.
regardless, did you know that Macho Man Randy Savage on his rap album,
Yeah, I got a feature role in Spider-Man.
in Spider-Man. All right, buddy, you keep hanging on to that one.
Okay.
No, I was talking about Macho Man, not you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. For a second there, I was like,
No.
you talking to me? You talking to me? Because I'll leave. I'll get out of your hair. I'll leave if you want me to.
You want me to go?
But so he introduced me. Ben Hecker introduced
Hecker.
me.
Wasn't meant to be that funny.
No, it's just
The Peepshow podcast, home of the grossest burps and the best toilet humor on YouTube. Welcome, guys.
Well, we are both 5 years old here today.
We are on a roll. We are on a roll. We cannot be stopped. Can't stop us now.
Well,
Having a good time. Having a good time.
don't stop me now. But he saw the first Spider-Man movie, and he said, "Hey," and I was over at his house, and he had gotten the second Spider-Man movie from the library. He hadn't seen it, and he said, "Hey, I know you're not into superheroes, but this Spider-Man thing is actually a really good movie." I don't know what it was about it. Honestly, I think it was my parents.
I can't imagine a young Grayson that wasn't into superheroes.
I was way into Star Wars and Peter Pan and Wizard of Oz and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Those were sort of my staples. Honestly, I think part of it was my parents who, I know, they almost, like, they tell me now that they were kind of like, yeah, our kid isn't into, like, the regular superheroes like all the other kids are. Our son is
Yeah, that comes later.
Yeah. And boy, when I got into superheroes, I never stopped being into superheroes.
I was gonna say, were they disappointed? I'm
Um,
kidding.
I'm pretty sure if you ask my dad, he's like, "God damn, son." But
No,
no.
your parents love you. Your mama's the school nurse. Come on now.
Yeah, everyone says, "Oh, your mom is so nice," and I say, "Yep, but you don't live with her, do you?" But yeah, he introduced me to Spider-Man, the Spider-Man movies, and from there,
Yeah,
that was sort of the original two Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, because I
Sam
think
Raimi.
it's Sam Raimi Spider-Man. Sam Raimi
I
directed
thought
the
you,
first
I
two
thought you said
Spider-Man movies.
I thought you said Sam Raimi. I was like, what the
Sam
hell is
Raimi.
Sam?
Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. Those were my gateway drug into the superhero comic book culture.
Okay, cool, man. I'll tell you what. I was always into superheroes. The first superhero movie I ever watched was the Hulk, the 2003 Hulk.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I loved it. I loved it. I fell in love with it. Keep in
Hulk
mind,
introspect.
uh, I was 5 years old. I was 5 years old. My dad was watching it. It was on. He had it on DVD because it came out that year. I was about 5 years old and I was watching it. And the only scene, I never watched the whole movie. I still have never watched the whole movie. But the first scene I ever saw was the Hulk picking up the tank. And he's got it by the cannon and he swings it around and he lets it go and it just takes off. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever when I was a kid. Like, I don't know why, but I was obsessed with that. And I would start doing that with my Hot Wheel toys and my cars outside. Like, I used to have a little wagon.
I think
was
it's interesting what little kids choose to emulate, like what they see like in movies, like just
Little kids are
little
weird as
ticks
hell.
and stuff, you know.
Little kids are weird as hell.
But I honestly I think little kids are really interesting.
I think they're interesting, but sometimes
Like
they're scary.
like what? Sometimes they're what?
Scary.
Scary.
Yeah, like, okay.
I'm not scared by anything that I know I could beat up. If I shove them and I can hurt it, if I accidentally step on it and destroy it, I'm not afraid of it.
I'm talking about goddamn children.
I know, I'm not scared of them. But I don't
Okay.
hate kids.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was never really scared of little kids in movies either. But when kids get weird and they get kind of cryptic, it freaks me out. It unnerves me a little bit. Like, my little sister, when she was about 6, we got her a Furby. And it was the new model Furby that would either, like, if you treated it well and you pet it and you talk to it on a normal basis, it would be a good little Furby. If you ignored it and you kicked it everywhere like a damn soccer ball, like she decided to do, it hated everyone and it would bite you. It wouldn't bite you, but you get the gist. And so she would grab it and she would go to play with it and then she would just like put it down in a random place. And one time, I don't remember how or why she ended up doing it, but she had a little friend over and they were playing hide and seek. Well, she hid in the bathroom in the tub with the curtains closed so her friend wouldn't find her. Well, she set She set Furby down and she forgot to pick Furby back up. So I went in there a little bit later to, drop a deuce and take care of my business. Next thing I know, something's whispering at me from inside of the bathtub. And it became an ongoing habit that she would just place this thing like in weird places. Like I'd be on the couch and it's sitting on the windowsill all the way across the living room and it's just looking at me.
No.
And I don't know. I know she didn't do it on purpose, but it still freaked me out. Also, my younger brother, I got weird siblings. My younger brother, he used to have an obsession with Monster House. He used to watch that movie 8 times a day.
That's actually a pretty fun movie.
It's a pretty good movie. I try to watch it every year around Halloween time. It's a good movie. But he watched it about 8 times a day, every day, all day. And for a very, very long time, he had an imaginary friend named DJ. And like we would be eating dinner and I would pull out a chair and I would sit down and he wouldn't like be playing. He would legitimately freak out because I just sat and crushed DJ. Like it concerned me. Let's get back to this list, man.
Okay, yeah.
We're about halfway through. By the way,
What was the trailer we were talking about?
we were talking about Doctor Strange, and then we started talking about superheroes. I love the fact that a conversation can just sprout.
Yes. The
It's
art
great.
of the art of a really good conversation is something that I find lacking in today's youth. That's why I
Yeah.
like talking to old people, like Rhett here.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a cop, actually, guys. Surprise. I know where you're buying your alcohol, and it's not going to last that much longer.
Yeah. We're 21 Jump Streeting it. Rhett and I are both undercover cops, and yeah, that's the truth of it. The long and short. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the real deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to this list. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Didn't this movie come out like 2 years ago?
No. It
Well,
was,
it is a new Harry Potter themed movie. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. The action is set at the beginning of the 19th century in New York's secret society of wizardry. This is the story of writer Newt Scamander, Eddie Redmayne, whose book Harry Potter reads while in high school. So it is a prequel of sorts of Harry Potter. It takes place in the Harry Potter universe, and it is about the author of the book that Harry reads in high school. So that could be good, actually.
yeah, it's interesting because it's not exactly a prequel. It's sort of like in the same universe as Harry Potter, about like some obscure character in the background. Like, I don't even think got mentioned in the movies at all.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I know the script's by J.K. Rowling, and they're doing something really creative in the Harry Potter universe, I think. So I'm intrigued to see it. I'm not jumping.
I'm glad they're keeping it around. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I'm not vibrating in my seat to see it, but yeah,
I would
I'll
hope
see
you
it.
have a vibrator in your seat.
But I'll see it when it comes out.
All right. Coming up next on this list, I'm going to get choked up. For the Love of Spock. We usually ignore documentaries in our weekly trailer roundups, but this one is an exception.
Oh,
For the Love of Spock
Oh.
chronicles Leonard Nimoy's portrayal of Spock, one of the most popular Star Trek characters of all time. Now, I didn't love Leonard Nimoy because of Star Trek. Hell, I'm barely a Star Trek fan. But Leonard Nimoy was a very, very interesting individual. And a lot of his feature, like a lot of the stuff that he was featured in over the years was absolutely fantastic. So for the Love of Spock, coming out a little bit later this year, hopefully we might check this one. This next one, we need to either do a review on or a PSP Reacts. Okay? And it's going to be a little bit later. It's going to come out in the summer. Are you ready?
Rogue One.
Godzilla Resurgence. Yes, there's a new Godzilla in the making. This one comes straight from Japan, though. It launches July 29th. So it is a new Godzilla film that is not high budget, and that is the traditional Godzilla.
It's the traditional Toho Studios.
Yes, sir.
Oh yes, I did not know they were making that.
Yep, Godzilla Resurgence. I almost want to watch the trailer for it right now.
Yeah, I almost do too. I feel let's
No. Let's finish the list and then we will watch it.
yeah, okay.
That'll be the first one we watch.
I remember hanging out with Noah Strebois in his basement and watching all the Godzilla versus King. I don't know, Godzilla versus there was Godzilla versus King. What's his name with 3 heads? There was Godzilla versus Mothra. I remember watching those with Noah Strebois in his
Godzilla
basement.
versus Mechagodzilla was the first one I watched. But you'll be damned if you can find something stronger than Mechagodzilla. Up next on the list, we have Our Kind of Traitor. You heard about this?
No, I have not.
Coming out July 1st, Our Kind of Traitor looks like a promising spy movie. We've got the Russian Mafia and the British Secret Service at play, with Ewan McGregor, Stellan Skarsgård, Naomi Harris starring, coming out this summer. Okay.
I
don't
love
think
Ewan McGregor.
I probably won't see it. I like Ewan McGregor, but I probably won't see that. Up next, this is another one that's going to be a big deal in quite some time. Suicide Squad. The best anti-heroes DC Comics have to offer are recruited into a special government team to save humanity when there are no other options. So we watched the new trailer for that one already, and it got me a little bit more excited than the movie than I was. I think Ballroom Blitz was great for that trailer.
Yeah, definitely. And I've never really read that many Suicide Squad comics. I've been aware of the characters and stuff. Like most of like Captain Boomerang I know from Flash comics, but I'm really open to. I'm really intrigued if they do something interesting with it, which I think they will, because the director of this is the same guy who directed Fury, which is not a lot of people saw it. It was this World War II movie with
Fury was a fantastic movie.
yeah, it was a bunch of guys in the like this tank,
It was a great movie. It was such a good movie.
and I really liked it. But it's that same director, and let's face it, it's probably going to be better than Batman v Superman.
Oh, I'm sure it will. Moving on to what is probably going to be one of the worst movies of the year. You ready?
Worst movies?
Yep. Take a wild guess.
Barbershop 3.
No. Barbershop 3 is going to blow this out of the water.
50 Shades of Grey 2.
No.
Can you give me a
Three
hint?
more tries.
Can you give me a hint?
We talked about them earlier.
Oh,
When
the
we were talking about the Rob, his last name is Paulson, correct?
Yeah, Rob Paulson.
We were talking about his podcast. We talked about him.
I don't know. It's not the Divergent movies, is it? Because those are pretty bad. Well,
Nope.
okay, I give up. What is it?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows.
Okay, hear me out. I did not. I saw some of the 2014 movie. Honestly, I didn't think it was horrible.
I didn't like it. I thought it was overdone. And I think to throw out a sequel this soon. But I'll tell you what, the plot line for the new one, have you actually read like what it's going to be about?
Krang, right? I saw the first trailer.
Well, Krang, but it's also
Bebop and Rocksteady.
all right.
And
Listen,
Shredder's an actual Asian guy. Here, tell me the synopsis.
there's a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie hitting cinemas this year, and a second trailer is out to tell us how these mutants are created. Apparently, the turtles want to become humans by reversing that process. The turtles want to become humans. That's the idea.
Okay, but then they would just be the teenage ninjas.
I mean, they
would
wouldn't be
mutant turtles.
They'd be the Teenage Mutant Ninjas.
Well, they wouldn't be mutant anymore. They would just be human. Teenage human ninja. Teenage human ninja people.
Teenage Human Ninja people. That really doesn't roll off of the tongue.
I don't know.
This one actually looks interesting. It looks spooky, and I know you're not a big horror guy, but I like horror. Here we go. Not.
I like horror if it's combined with something else. I mean, I'm not anti-horror.
Well, this is exactly what I know. I know you're not anti-horror, but I know it's not your
Emma.
favorite.
Sure.
Well, this is something that looks very, very interesting, and just like you said, it is horror combined with something else. Here we go. It is called The Neon Demon.
Oh, I saw the trailer for that. I did see the trailer for that.
The Neon Demon starring Keanu Reeves and Elle Fanning is a new horror movie hitting cinemas this June. The trailer is decidedly spooky, even more so because it's somehow related to the modern concept of beauty, and the film looks like something you should be keeping your tags on. So yeah. I'm somewhat excited for that one. I think it's probably going to be the best horror movie to come out of the summer.
I'm really intrigued. I think, from what I understand, it's the same director as Drive.
Drive.
Could you fact check that for me? And
Yeah, let me double
I've
check.
heard nothing but good things about Drive. I still
What's
haven't
the
seen it.
name of the director that did Drive?
I don't know. I actually haven't seen Drive, but I've heard
All right, I
nothing but
got
good
it.
things about it.
Nicholas Winding Refn.
Probably.
Refn.
Ah.
Drive. Director of Drive. Nicholas Winding Refn. Maybe it's Nicholas Winding Refn is a Danish film director, screenwriter, and producer. He moved to the U.S. in 1981 and is known for directing crime dramas, Bleeder and Pusher films, as well as Drive, which came out in 2011. Drive. Which one? I think I saw that. Which one was that about? I mean,
It's
obviously it was about. I
Ryan Gosling, and he's like a stunt driver, and he gets involved with the mob somehow, protecting this
doesn't he
family.
have? Well, there's another movie. It's. Oh yes. It's where. No. What? Well, yes, because he has his wife, and she just got the job, right?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I'm just saying I've heard nothing but good things about it.
There's a movie, and I think it was Drive, where the guy's wife gets the job in California, and he's like, I can't move back to California. People know me there. And then eventually they end up moving back to California. Let me double check and see if that's what it is. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. My bad. He drives as a like a getaway driver. Okay, my fault. Different movie. But yeah, man. Last movie to round out that list that we were just talking about. This is the last movie. And then after we talk about this movie and
We'll
discuss a little bit. Huh?
We'll watch the Godzilla trailer.
Yeah, we'll watch the Godzilla trailer. In between talking about this movie and watching the Godzilla trailer, I'm gonna go grab my food really quick. So after we talk about this, you're gonna be on your own for about 30 seconds. I just gotta grab my food.
All right.
All right, so it's an animation. You have any guesses what it is?
Is it a Pixar movie?
It is not.
Is it a DreamWorks movie?
It is not.
Is it affiliate? Is it the Sony one?
The
Blue
Sony
Sky?
one, Illumination.
No, Illumination is Universal. Sony is Blue Sky.
It's an Illumination film.
It's Illumination. It's an Illumination film. Despicable Me 3.
It is called The Secret Life of Pets.
Oh, yeah. I actually saw the first trailer for that, and it looked somewhat intriguing.
Yeah, it looks pretty okay. I think the coolest part of the trailer for me, though, to be honest, was at the very end the poodle jamming out to System of a Down. I thought that was hilarious. But that's really the only thing that stuck out to me in that trailer. Everything else kind of looks like stuff we've seen before. It looks like Toy Story, but with pets, essentially. And I think that's a movie that's been done before so many times. But I don't know. That's coming out this summer. I don't know if you're excited for it or not. I will probably end up seeing it because I have a soft spot for animated movies. But I will have to check it out in just a little bit.
Okay.
So, oh, you can still hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry about that. I glitched out a little bit. Right now, I am going to pull up the Godzilla Resurgence trailer. And if you want to do the same thing, or do you have your phone on you?
Here, I'll just type it in.
Okay. I was going to figure what we would do is we would hit play at the exact same time. We would hit play at the exact same time, so we're watching it together, all right?
Okay.
So Godzilla Resurgence. Hang on 1 second. Sorry about that. Younger brother's watching Goosebumps in the next room. I don't know if you can hear the theme song or not.
No.
All right, hang on. I'm going to go close my door really quick so you're not hearing the Goosebumps theme song. I don't want this to be a spooky podcast.
All right. Whenever you're ready.
All right. Hang on 1 second. I'm gonna pull it up. Which one are you watching? You watching the 1 minute and 33-second one?
Yep.
Okay. Let me make sure this isn't like just a regular. Okay, this is the trailer. Godzilla Resurgence. Hold on, wait, pause it. Go to the beginning, and then we'll do a countdown of when we're watching it, okay?
All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
This actually looks really good.
Yeah.
Like the visual effects. I mean, I know we haven't seen a Godzilla movie out of Japan in quite some time, but the visual effects and the filming just looks fantastic.
Oh, I know that guy. Not personally, but I've seen him before.
Godzilla Resurgence trailer. Yeah, this doesn't look bad. Wow. Godzilla looks insane.
Yeah, it's the scariest looking Godzilla I've ever seen.
It's like a. I'll try and pull up a picture of it, and we'll screen share it so you guys can get an idea of what we're talking about. But it's basically like a molten rock Godzilla.
It's Mustafar-Zilla.
Yeah, pretty much. He looks like the surface of Mustafar.
Mm-hmm. It's
You underestimate my power. What did you think of that ending scene?
in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, what did you think about that ending duel?
I thought it was a little bit over the top, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah?
I know some people hate it. Oh, it looks like a dance. I think it's one of those things where they heard someone say, "Oh, it looks like a dance," and they're like, "Yeah, it looks like a dance," and it's not their original opinion.
It's art.
Yeah.
All right, so I have a sketch of him here. We'll go through the sketch first just to get a full body look at him, but this is essentially what he looks like. He looks like Godzilla from hell. Let me pull it up here. I'll go ahead and screen share so you can see it too, Grayson, bud.
Okay.
So let's go screen share.
Okay.
Now you're getting an in-depth look. View this bad boy. You can see it right there. I mean, I know it's just a sketch, but still, that's
That's what we saw.
that's pretty terrifying.
It is a spooky Godzilla, and I think Godzilla is the bad guy.
He looks like the bad guy.
Yeah,
He looks like the bad guy.
yeah, Godzilla is the bad guy again. And honestly, I did not hate the Gareth Edwards Godzilla. I did not hate the latest American Godzilla. I actually found, I thought it was, huh?
Oh, I like the last one too. Look at this one. This is a good photo. This is another sketch, but this is essentially what it is. He's red, and he looks more like a monster than ever.
Mm-hmm.
I think the visual effects in it looked awesome, by the way.
Yeah, and like they're practical, but they're still really, really solid. They work.
Like they had the camera mount on the tank when it was swerving, and it looked pretty cool. Actually, that was a cool effect.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another one. This is one of the best shots from the trailer. This is a screenshot from the trailer, and you can see him there. You can see the size. His tail is big as hell. But that's it, man.
What were your thoughts on the last Godzilla movie, the American one? I mean,
The American one, I thought it was pretty good. I think like
some people
think-
hate it because they didn't show enough Godzilla.
that's every Godzilla movie. I think people who went in there and watched it and then complained that there wasn't enough Godzilla have never seen a Godzilla movie before.
I agree. I'm just happy that they showed restraint for the pro. Like I feel if it were any other director, it would have just been over the top, like Pacific Rim. But
Could have had a Michael Bay Godzilla.
Michael Bay's Godzilla. Oh, if only, Red. If only. But I'm glad that like, and the creature designs were really interesting, and you build up Godzilla so much so that you could feel just the enormity of it and like the stress of the situation and the power of Godzilla. I feel like instead of focusing on what's his name, Kick-Ass's character, but
The son?
yeah, the son. Instead of focusing on him, they should have focused on Kent Watanabe's
It
character
took me a second
instead.
to realize you were talking about Kick-Ass, but then I was like, oh yeah, I put two and two together. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
But you said they should have focused on what?
Kent Watanabe's character, the Japanese guy.
Yeah.
I felt he would have made a much more interesting protagonist because he's someone who knows about Godzilla. Like
He carried more weight.
Yeah, definitely.
Like as a character, he had more weight to him.
I know. What's his name? I feel bad because he's actually a pretty good actor. The Kick-Ass. It was sort of the on the ground.
Michael Cera?
No, it's not Michael Cera.
Yeah, I know. I'm just messing with you.
But he's sort of the on the ground, trooper. But I thought Kent Watanabe, who's one of my favorite actors, would have made a much more interesting protagonist in that situation.
Yeah.
I'm just repeating
yeah.
myself at this point.
Oh, man. You know what I'm going to need right now?
What are you gonna need right now?
You're going to need about 30 seconds to sprint, full-on sprint to the kitchen, grab my food, and come back. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to sprint. I don't want to hurt myself. But I will be right back, man. I got to go grab my chicken wings. They are waiting for me.
Okay. Actually, when do we want to wrap this up? I mean, I know we have no format, but like we've been going on for like almost 2 hours now.
Yeah, about 9:45 we'll hit the 2-hour mark. If you want, when I am gone, if you want to look up an interesting story or come up with an interesting topic, we'll come back. We'll talk about that, and that'll probably wrap up the show.
Okay.
All right, buddy. I'll be right back.
All right. This is me. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Love to sing about the moon and the June and the spring. I want to sing about the sky, blue or deep or two. I love it too. I love it to sing. I feel lost without Red. What am I gonna do without you? You're my everything. Let's check the subscriptions folder. Let's see. Oh, that's cool. I get to watch it live. Now I'm in real time. Yeah, now this is interesting. Huh. I'm the only one watching our podcast right now, right? Huh.
Hello, I am back. I bring bearings and gifts of food. So what's going on? You said someone's watching the show?
I'm the only one that's watching the show right now. I just opened up the subscriptions.
Oh, are you? I can see it. Yeah, one viewer. What's going on, man?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is a little bit more of a pre-recorded thing than it is a little bit more of a pre-recorded thing than anything. So, what do I bring you today, my friends? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful French fries. Beautiful.
Okay.
Gorgeous. What else? Some of the best, and I mean the best. Some of the best chicken wings that money can buy.
Where'd you get the chicken wings, Rhett?
New York. Oh, you can't even see the goodness that is these. Oh, yes. Feel that back. I feel so dirty.
Looks sexy. You
New
should have a
York-
black bar there to cover that up. 'Cause it's so
yeah,
hot.
yeah, it's beautiful. New York pizza. Actually, it is. It's not just a pizza place. It's actually it's just called New York, and it's basically owned by a bunch of New York people who make great food, and Wings happens to be one of them. It's a little side of the road place, kind of outside of Apollo Beach. So, you know what? This episode today, we had said that we were going to talk about the greatest places we had ever eaten. Let's talk about that.
All right. Best place I've ever eaten. Yeah, we sort of touched on it. When we talked about nice places in Tampa. But I think the best city in America, well, at least the best city I've been in. I haven't been in every city in America, so I can't really attest. I can't really back up my claims. But one of my favorite cities, for
Charleston.
food, Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah, man.
Oh God, you're gonna have to come up with me to Charleston. I'm gonna have to take you to Charleston. I'm gonna show you a good time.
We've been talking about it for a while, man.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Where do I even start? A newer place that I like is called Edmund's Oast, and they have 42 kinds of beer that they brew there. They also have a bunch of cured meats and stuff that are terrific that they cure there, and you can see how they're curing the meats. Like they have them in this thing above, like not in the ceiling, but like above the kitchen.
Like a high rise.
Yeah, it's like a high rise that they have to get on the ladder and take all the meats to cut them up for your little plate that you get. You also have to. They also have these terrific boiled peanuts, and what they do is they put a little bit of pork fat in with the boiled peanuts when they boil them, so they have a nice smoky flavor.
Oh, that sounds great.
It is to die for. And pretty much every restaurant in Charleston is a 5-star restaurant. Even the fast food is terrific.
I'll tell you what. Go ahead.
Have you ever heard of Jack's Cosmic Dogs?
Yes, we have one down here, don't we?
I don't think so. It's like this little hot dog stand, and it's like a retro old hot dog stand. They have the best French fries in the world. I stand by that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know who Elton Brown is? He did a show called Good Eats on the Food Network.
No, I can't say I watch the Food Network too often, to be honest with you. It's like that episode of South Park. Whenever I watch food, I get in the mood. Oh, yes, dear, that steak.
Oh, yeah, it's creme brulee. It's fucking hot. But
Cream fraiche.
cafeteria food. But I liked the Food Network. I don't watch it anymore. But I remember when I was younger. Whenever I would stay up late, Emerald Agassi was on, and I would watch Emerald.
I remember when I was younger, there were times. There was actually a night I had a Food Network marathon. There were times I would stay at my grandmother's house, and she paid for basic cable. She had Dish Network, and she only had about 30 channels.
Yes.
These were all channels that went off of the air after midnight. Well, I couldn't sleep, so I ended up watching the Food Network all night long. I never slept because I could never sleep at my grandmother's house. There's something about grandma's house that I don't find comforting. But yeah, I had a Food Network marathon when I was younger.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I've never watched it. It reminds me of times where I couldn't sleep at scary grandma's house. No, I'm just kidding. I love my grandma to death. I just don't talk. I don't speak to her much anymore. Not Davis Island grandma. Other grandma.
Okay. Yeah, I would watch it with my mom since it's what my mom was watching, and sometimes Like I would, it was a 2-story house, so I would like she would hear the pitter patters and stuff upstairs, and I would slowly creep down. I would think I was being sneaky, but they could always hear me. But
We got some elephant feet. Boom, boom, boom.
But actually, that reminds me of this one time. It was my mom and dad, and they were watching TV downstairs, and I couldn't sleep, and so I came downstairs, and they kept trying to send me back to bed, but I kept coming downstairs anyway, and they were watching TV. They say, "Oh God, what do we do?" I don't know. And my mom says, "What are we gonna do with this dumb kid?" And my dad says, "I don't know. Give him some pizza." So I curled up between them, and they were watching some like grown-up movie at the time. So they had to change the channels.
Softcore porn?
No, not softcore. I think I don't know. I don't think my parents
Showtime exclusive.
have ever had sex. Honestly, like I don't think I've ever seen my parents kiss before.
Really?
Yeah, honestly.
Wow.
Maybe I don't know.
Well, I mean,
But I mean, like, my folks aren't like super clingy and lovey-dovey with each other.
Yeah, and that's understandable. But I mean, you and your sister had to get here somehow.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe they beat you down.
Anyway, the point is, back to the story. So they were flipping channels, and I vividly remember how they were flipping channels, and they went past this one movie, and it was like what I saw was like this gray hallway, and there were a bunch of men in like white uniforms and helmets marching down. It's like, ooh, Grayson, you'll like this. And I remember the first time I saw the Millennium Falcon was when it was coming into the Death Star, and that's when I saw Star Wars for the first time.
Nice.
Yeah.
The first time I ever got into Star Wars was when I met my stepdad. He was big into Star Wars, and he was watching one of them one day, and I just kind of jumped up on the couch, and I was like, "What are you watching?" And he told me it was Star Wars, and I didn't watch the whole movie because it was hard for me at 7 years old. Not 7, I was like 5. It was hard for me at 5 years old to sit down for 2 hours and watch a movie. But it was magical for the part that I did enjoy. You know what I mean? The space battle is really what won me over.
What I always liked was the lightsaber fights.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
so Star Wars is a cinematic masterpiece. We're going to say that at least once a show.
the Star Wars is the best. Maybe not the best, but it's pretty damn good.
Pretty damn good. Well, you know what else is pretty damn good?
Quote me on that. What? The Peepshow podcast. This episode.
Peepshow podcast. This episode of the Peepshow podcast, episode 2, guys. We are gonna wrap it up here. But if you're watching and you like what you saw, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Truly, truly appreciate it, guys. And Grayson, it's gonna work. I'm telling you, buddy. You dense piece of garbage. We get ourselves on Periscope. Our subscriber stock is gonna.
If you say so, man. But
if I say so,
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to be the asshole and say I told you so. It's not gonna work.
No, sir. No, sir. You shall be proven wrong. And you know what? We might even. I'll even make the Periscope account as soon as I finish my wings and as soon as we go off of the air. I will make it and I will go live on Periscope and YouTube at the same time, just to show you how enticing it is. I'll do it by myself, and you can lay in bed and you can watch and you can say, "Damn, look at all the people watching the Peep Show podcast."
Okay. If we get any more subscribers, if we get, let's say, if we get 10 if we get.
Oh, that's not going to happen. If we get 10 followers on Periscope in the next 2 days,
I will.
You will cut off some of your hair and you will eat it on the show.
I will eat this piece of paper on the show.
On the show. What is the piece of paper? That way you can remember it and you can write "Eat Me" on it.
It's a print I made for a class. It was for a contest.
And it's got food on it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. It's got food on it. You know, that looks a little that piece of paper right there with food on it looks almost
Edible, eatable,
appetizing.
eatable, edible. I mean, you can eat almost anything.
Looks more appetizing than what they give us to eat at school every day. But we don't have time to talk about that, guys. Anyway, thank you for sticking around for the podcast.
Here we go. Here we go.
What are you doing?
There we go.
What does it say? Eat me?
Yes.
Eat me.
Yeah. Like,
all right, man.
Yep. I'll eat it. If we get a significant increase of subscribers and views on the show, I will eat that piece of paper.
No. The deal is if we get followers on Periscope. Now, yes, that is going to translate to the show here on YouTube, but I'm telling you, if we get more than 10 followers on Periscope in less than 24 hours, we are going to do an exclusive video specifically set aside. We'll probably
I don't know. I think it should translate to the podcast itself. I think it has to be views in YouTube. Maybe not subscribers. That might be pushing it, but views.
Okay, views. We'll cut it there. Views and followers on Periscope. Is this a deal? Virtual handshake?
Virtual handshake.
All right.
Here, Megaforce thumb kiss.
Huh?
Megaforce thumb kiss.
It is on. It is on. You are in for the best paper you have ever eaten in your life.
All right. Well, I guess that just about wraps it up. You want to play us out?
Yeah, guys. Once again, thank you very, very much for hanging out with us here on the Peepshow podcast. It has been a great, great show. I gotta find a song to roll us out on. But it's been a fantastic show. Thank you all for coming on, and thank you for the people who are already supporting the channel. That is kick-ass, guys. It really is. We got 5 subscribers today. Only 2 of them are you and me. So that means there are people. That means there are 3 people who actually watch the show, and I want to thank everyone for watching the show and supporting, following us on Instagram. It is fantastic, guys. Only go up from here. So the Peep Show podcast. I just got to find some music really quick. And it's going to be great, man. I'm telling you.
I'm sure it will be. I'm sure it will be, son. I'm sure it will be.
I'm going to go to the moon one day, Ma.
those freaking girls, man, at that movie theater, just texting, whatever. Brings it full circle. Brings us full circle.
Full circle.
Boom. All right.
You knew it was coming around one day.
Definitely. All right. Peace out, home dog.
All right, man. You're going to leave the call. I'll go ahead and wrap us up here and roll us out with a song. So I'll catch you later, buddy.
All right. Stay gold.
You too, Pony Boy. All right, guys. I just got to find this music here and set it up. But I want to thank you all for watching the show once again. It is awesome to be able to make these and actually have people tell us at school, you know, where we go every day, get to tell us about what they think of the show. And it's awesome. We truly appreciate it. Grayson and I are really looking forward to make some more, man. It's been a great show. 2 episodes in. Expect a lot more. And I'm telling you, Grayson's going to eat that paper, whether he likes it or not. Follow us on Periscope. We're going to go live right after this, but it is Ska Friday. Friday just means ska, which means I'm in a good mood. So Ska Friday, going to get started here, going to roll out just like we rolled in with the Aquabats. So until next time, guys, stay golden, just like in the words of Grayson the Wizard. We will catch you next time. Thank you for watching.
Sits and waits for something to happen. I too sat and waited for you to call. Well, I waited too long and I thought, hey, maybe I I should call you. But by then, you were